Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Guile here, and welcome back to another Supreme Commander epic on a day when it feels like World War III might be on the cusp of breaking out. Israel bombing Iran. It's all very stressful. But if you don't want to focus on that potential war, here's a small fictional battle to distract you for just a moment. We'll call this Team 1 up here at the top, this Team 2 down here at the bottom of this fictional 7v7. Yes, you heard that right. So awful lot of players. It's a Joe v Pro situation. Actually, not a Joe v. It's a Joe and Pro situation, or a Pro-Am, if you will. Going first for Team 1 on the back row to begin with. We'll start on the left-hand side. In Breast Cancer Awareness Pink, we have Zoom. And Zoom is going Seraphim, opening first land. Team member number 2 in Fecal Brown. Interesting decision. It's Ferv. There he is. He's going UEF, opening first land. Team member number 3, the final dude on the back row for Team 1. It is none other than one of my very own Discord's mods. Give him a hand, everybody. It's Regal Eagle going Regal Purple, going Cyber and Bless him, opening first land. On to the front row now on the right-hand side. We've got another Cybrin. It's Bibi Crab, or Bibi Crabbe. I'm going to call him Crab today, for obvious reasons. He's going Cybrin in lime green. Yeah, I think it's lime green. And opening first land. Team member number 4 in mellow yellow, another Cybrin. It's Mao's Mayhem. Oh, that's very apt. Very apt going Cybrin as well, actually. He's going first land. Next up, team member number 6 in lime green going UEF. It's Tiemo29. He's gone first land. And last but not least, down here at the bottom, we have Jenana, our first and only Aeon so far, in Cyanide Cyan, going first land, second air. So 1 Aeon, 1 Seraphim, 3 Cybrin, and 2 UEF. I think I got that right. Checking out Team 2 now, starting on the bottom side of the map. On the right-hand side, we have Okpuk, this time Burgundy Red, going UEF, opening first land. Team member number 2 in Baby Blue, going first land, second air. It's none other than one of the old school boys, Freshie. There he is, stomping his way towards the middle. He's going UEF, at terribly sensible, opening first land, second air, as I've already said, I believe. MSG, Uncle Roger would be proud, going Cybrin, not so proud, going Dijon Yellow, and going first land. Team member number 4 in Spetsnaz Green. It's another Cybrin. It's Surfer. He's going land all day by the looks of things. And then on the right-hand side in Halib Orange has also left his base. It's Rampier. And Rampier has gone double first land by the looks of things. And last but not least, no, sorry, 2 more. We've got another Cybrin over here in Ferrari Red. His comm also just a stone's throw away. It's Chico23. And last but not least, properly this time, in Pontiff White. It's another Aeon in the same positioning as Team 1. Interesting. It's, God knows, what is that? Sixapad. Sixapad. With a silent P. They want to make my life difficult. That's the whole reason. The whole thing revolves around me. Of course it does. They just come up with these names to make casters' lives intolerable. Anyway, he's going first land, and that's it. So it's 1 Aeon. It's another 3 Cybrin, maybe 4 Cybrin. 4 Cybrin and 2 UEF. So no Seraphim there on Team 2. First little shots fired over here. It's a Selen, gets gizzarded by a Mantis on the left-hand side. No big deal there. What's the mass poot situation? That is the reclaim that sits on the map at the beginning of the game. The map generator in its infinite wisdom has produced for us all today. And we've got a decent number of mass points in the center for the 2 teams to squabble over. Some lakes, which I don't really envisage having much of an impact on the game. Potentially you could see someone throwing down a naval yard in there to help, like, put some cruisers out or something and help control one corner or the other, but honestly it's not going to impact the game much at all, I shouldn't think. Game quality at 93%, players to watch out for. Excuse me. We've got Okpuk at 1900 on Team 2, and we've got Zoom at 1800 on Team 1. Then we've got a couple of other pros, 1600 Fur, 1500 Crab, and then we've got some 1700s on Team 2, MSG and Freshie, but some lower level Joes as well, like Chico at 1000 and Sixapad at... I hope he dies soon. I can't be saying that all the way through. Oh dear. Anyway, a couple of gun upgrades on the way as we focus back in on the action. 3, in fact. So we've got 1 on the way for Ferv over here on Team 1, flanked as he is by Mao. And then over here, Chico's grabbing one a little further to the southeast, and another one further down for Genana on Team 1, down on the left-hand side. He's Aeon, of course, so it wouldn't be too surprising to see him go double sniper com. What's going down on the far left-hand side? MSG just holding his ground with his comms. A couple of Mantis stream in from Surfer. He was trying to get a land factory as he turns his attention back to it. And as busy as those Mantis just stroll on by, like it's no big deal. But I suppose it's not a real threat. We have got some other groups of Span over here belonging to Genana who can cover that, prevent a potential run by anyway. What's going on the right-hand side of things? Still pretty quiet, actually, up on that side of the map. Okpuk advancing forward with his comm, currently unupgraded. Ferv has completed his gun upgrade, so he's going to use that to shoo Okpuk's comm away, but Okpuk will just manage to snag that mass extractor before withdrawing. Gosh, I'm really fumbling my words today. It's because I haven't spoken to anybody yet. That's the whole problem. Well, I have. Children on the way to school. Does that count? Probably doesn't. Gun upgrade at 48% for Genana. That is his second upgrade, having completed the first one just moments ago. So we are indeed going to get double Aeon sniper comm out from him. MSG now going for a gun upgrade. It's all gun upgrades, so look for a very mobile start to this one. No one looks to be going T2 engineering suite to set down bases and defensive operations. Everyone is going full attack, which I endorse heartily. Makes for an interesting opening game, that's for certain. What's happening up on the right hand side? We are getting some action over in this direction now. 6 pad trying to rebuff a push from Regal Eagle, has mounted his factories over here in a completely plutonic sense with a bunch of Mantis. Might actually bag at least one here. Another one looking very peaky on just 249 hit points, but Regal Eagle running out of Mantis. He's going to have to withdraw by the looks of things. What's going down in the middle? Well, it's a 2v2, and Chico, look at that timing! I almost missed it. Chico looking very peaky just as I zoom in. Some comm on comm on comm on comm action, and Team 2 come out the loser. And so I'm guessing by the looks of things Rampier is going to have to withdraw, but he's still taking fire and he's got less than 5,000 hit points to spare. Ferv is advancing with some spam on the ground, but he needs to be careful. He's only got 3,500 hit points on the tank, and his next rank in veterancy is some way off. Rampier is about 490 odd points away from his next, or his first rank in veterancy, which would restore a chunk of health, thank goodness. MSG down on the bottom left hand side, taking a kicking from Genana, who of course has that double gun upgrade and the extra range to go with it. That Cybran commander just not up to the task, so he's going to pull away, which is a wise decision. Zoom taking fire as he finds himself surrounded by a bunch of Mantis from Surfer. He's got about 3,600 hit points remaining, but he's moving towards Genana, and there's definitely not enough Mantis in play here to get the job completed. Even though Zoom goes into the red, the attack is going to peter out. He can continue to withdraw, safe in the knowledge that Genana can hold that position. Stealth upgrade on the way for Rampier, 30% done there. Hit points steadily restoring. Cannot speak today. Maybe I have some sort of neurological condition that's affecting my speech. That would make my task going forward with this channel difficult. Hopefully not. Stealth upgrade nearly complete now. That will be his second, so we'll add to their capabilities in the center of the map. A little bit of Janus play in from Freshy, who finds himself falling back against Tiemo. Tiemo on about 7,700. Freshy on 8,800. Another barrage in from the Janus. And Tiemo doesn't like the look of that, so he's going to withdraw. How are the teams getting on in terms of eco, well, it's 346 to 332 in favor of Team 1. Team 1 are a little bit behind in terms of total mass accrued, say by about 3k or so. Is that down to Reclaim? No, it's not. Reclaim is actually favoring Team 1. So we've had a bit of a reversal of fortune, that suggests, in terms of the generative side. But yes, catch up now needing to be played by Team 2, who already find themselves down a man, of course. And with Chico gone, who is it who benefited? It is Okpuk, the 1900. So that's a lot of extra eco in the hands of the most dangerous player. Team 1 definitely want to think about trying to focus him down and out of the game. Surfer advancing forward, now with stealth and gun operational. Nano repair upgrade on the way for Zoom a little bit further up. There is Jenanar. Jenanar just over here, still with that double upgrade on his guns. Still in the yellow, about 7,500 HP. Nano repair also on the way for Tiemo. I mean, it's so consistent across the field. It's all gun, nano repair, stealth. Very harmonious set of tactics to start this game from both teams. We've got the emergence of a decent little platoon of Obsidian tanks here. More than a match for the inbound T1 spam, I suggest. They've also got a forward T1 PD here for 6-6 pad. Com stone's throw over here. It's one of the few comms on the front line that's currently unupgraded. Already saw some Janus in the air from Freshie. Now he gets some Stingers out. And we have air superiority fighters out from Okpuk, who of course is now sitting on 2 base. Who's the closest to getting T3 air on Team 1's side of the field? We have an operational factory over here for Zoom. He's just working, or having just completed, his first T3 P-Gen, so now he can start spamming out air superiority fighters. Team 1 not too far behind. And with the help of some Medusas there, the Obsidians get taken care of, but now Regal Eagle taking fire from Freshie. Only a couple of Stingers remain. They do have their own escort detail, those air superiority fighters from Okpuk, providing much needed coverage, but not enough oomph to really threaten Regal's comm. Little fire base has gone up down in the corner for MSG, who's repped up nicely now that he's got the nano repair on board. Of course, remember that's the second upgrade on that slot, so he's also going to have stealth on board, I believe. There is a small bank of point defense being constructed a little bit further forward. Is that a TAC missile? That is a TAC missile. There is some tactical missile defense in play, so it takes some of the sting out of that attack, but point defense still takes some damage. A lot of spam moving westwards right now for Tiemo, possibly to reinforce position. We've got 3 commanders here now for Team 1 and only 2 for Team 2. If we get a push, a combined push now from these 3, they could potentially displace MSG. This is a basic unupgraded Cyber and Shield here, which would struggle to hold off an attack. It looks like Jenanar is going to join Tiemo on this move. We've got 3 Cerberus turrets, lots of engineers working on more. Can they repel this attack? We have got a couple of heavy tanks in here, maybe 4 or 5. Will that be enough to hold this position? That's the question. Jenanar coming in from the north, Tiemo coming in from the east. shield has capitulated. They want to take down as many of these point defense as possible, and preferably that shield gen as well, to make it as hard as possible for MSG to hold this corner of the map. Genana taking a lot of fire here from these Cerberus turrets. Oh my god, he's taking a lot of fire. Is he paying attention, or is his attention elsewhere? Oh, he's not going to get out of it. Wow. Just wow. Second ejection from the game at 15 minutes, and it's a 1400 from Team 1. That's very unfortunate considering how well things were going just a moment ago. Massive Fire Beetle platoon amassed over here from Crab. Nearest commander is Rampier and then Okpuk. We've also got Freshy. Attack missile traversing overhead. Whilst we're watching at these, it looks like they might be going after Freshy. Remember, these Fire Beetles have changed somewhat. They sort of have a little AoE now. And they launch these projectiles out, but they still have a localized damage radius. But Freshy is managing to gain some veterancy here, so they're not chewing through him. He's lost about half of his health, maybe about 60%. And with the help of Okpuk, he survives that attack. That was a lot of Fire Beetles that committed to that. Nice attempt by Crab there. Ferv launching his tac missiles from his comm. Where's that going? Looks like it's going after resourcing options down here. Freshy's taken some hits, so has Surfer. But there is a tactical missile defense in play, so that must be the end of that threat on Freshy's base. Rampier, though, looking like he's in trouble. Down to 3,000 hit points and in the red, being pursued by pillar tanks and Ferv's comm, who stops to fire a missile. He's trying to pick him off with the tac missile launcher upgrade, but Rampier keeping mobile makes that very, very difficult indeed. Freshy sharing energy with his allies, always good to see. Surfer advancing on Tiemo. Tiemo at 17,550 hit points at full health. Surfer on 16,000. So it's not too one-sided, and both ACUs have backup on the ground nearby. But neither in danger of a real breakthrough, I don't think. Who benefited on Team 1 from the demise of Genana? Well, it looks like it's Zoom, which makes sense. Top-rated player gets the eco. Another array of Fire Beetles amassed over here for Crab. We've got some Harbingers on the field for 6 Ixapad. Regal Eagle getting himself a nano repair. Taking stock of the eco situation. Team 1 ahead by not a large margin, between 10 and 20 mass, something like that. Beneath the fluctuations, that seems to be the rough advantage. Very little in it though. Let's have a look at the kill-loss ratios. Team 1 have been slightly more combat efficient, 1.2 to 0.8. In terms of map control, we're still looking very much at 50-50. Another large Fire Beetle attack, this time coming for Rampier. His forward fire base being ignored. They're definitely going for a comm kill. Oh my god, they're surrounding the comm. And they're not detonating? Is that because of the stealth upgrade? Can they not? Oh, now they're detonating. And again, he gets himself a rank in veterancy, which completely counteracts all of the damage done, or a lot of the damage done by those Fire Beetles, and prevents an assassination opportunity. Handful of loyalists followed up that attack from Mao. Surprised Mao didn't bring his commander in with that, although there are two comms here, both of which have upgraded weapons. Surfer and Tiemo getting into it as we cross the 20-minute threshold. And a new attempt by Team 2 to establish some sort of fortifications. We're still holding this position for MSG. That was the original forward base. You can see that line of Cerberus turrets he drew whilst trying to defend it, but those are now under threat from some mobile artillery which have been brought in by Zoom. But we do have a Monkey Lord under construction, and that is almost completed. 39,000 out of 45,000 hit points cooked. Is that going to be the first experimental out and on the field? I'm not sure if we've had any notifications, which I've ignored if that's the case, but it's more than possible. Monkey Lord is usually the first experimental to hit the field. Whether or not it's the first, it is now complete. Will it get sent straight into the fray, or will it be held back? Might want to move up and just take out these artillery pieces. Have been rather pesky. What's this being airlifted in? Some T3 unit. Maybe going for this little rear base of MSG's. Got 3 T2 mechs on board. It is a Harbinger. Going straight after the engineers initially, which are working on T1 PD. They have managed to get 2 online, and now 3. That's going to make life very hard for this Harbinger. It's going to try and get out of range. It will still be able to finish. No, it won't. If it did get out of range, if it got down here, it would have been able to finish this off, but just couldn't quite manage it. Valiant effort nonetheless. Freshy brought his comm way west, and another attack with fire beetles by Crab. He certainly loves that unit. They are really struggling to pay for themselves here. Don't react well to defensive emplacements, that's for certain. The Monkey Lord was pushed up. I can't say for certain if it took out those units, but I think it probably did. We have another little group of units over here. This time they're sniper bots. It's got 47 kills to its name so far, and it's not far away from Zoom's comm, but does he know it? That's the question. No, he does not. He has no idea how close he was to the commander there. He would have been able to take out their top player if he just pushed a little further. But he's thinking cautiously right now. There's less than 50% health on that Monkey Lord. He doesn't want to lose it just yet. I can appreciate the sentiment. Regal Eagle is trying to cheat. Lol. Stop it! You'll besmirch the name of our Discord. Get wrecked, says Rampier. Oh, what have you wrecked? Or what have you seen that your teammates have wrecked? Forward firebase looks like it might be about to get wrecked with some of these inbound missiles shielding down. Turn their attention to Freshy's forward position for the time being. See, spearheads, man. Spearheads, along with mobile artillery, just a nightmare to deal with. Big old brick wall out from Regal Eagle on the right hand side, pushing towards 6-6 Apad. 6-6 Apad's got a personal shield. He's at full health. That's 14,300 hit points on the base, and then 25,000 extra on the shield. So he's got a little bit of room to wiggle here. Wiggle that shiny Aeon tush, whilst murdering everything with that hand cannon. He's actually not gone offensive with this comm. He's got engineering suite, which is why his hit points are up as high as they are. So would have been putting out a lot of damage there, but he has managed to deplete the bricks enough. The Regal Eagle has had to withdraw. No Man's Land still pretty much down the middle along this line, more or less 50-50. Monkey Lord, 1 kill shy of its 100th kill, now returning to safe territory after that incursion. Zoom was very lucky not to get picked off there. He must have known it was inbound. Brave of him to stick around. Some broadswords kicking Percy backside over on the right hand side. Puck operating with impunity against that formation, devoid of flak. And a second Monkey Lord operational. MSG in the bottom left hand corner now looking to attack once again, and this is interesting. Might be able to wipe out this entire base. Zoom still in a precarious position. If he holds there, there's no way this is sneaking up on him now. He's got it in full view as his fighters zip past overhead. Shield down. We've got a handful of point defense in play. I think all of this is going to get killed off. The question is, how much damage can they inflict on these experimentals before they all get finished? Apologies if you hear my dog in the background there. He's very pro-Iran, very upset today. Zoom on the run. But those Monkey Lords rapidly running out of HP. That lead one down to a couple of thousand hit points. Gets a nice rank in veterancy, which is going to extend its life a little. And Zoom feeling confident enough to come back at these now, maybe wanting to overcharge them a little. Has got some sniper bots coming in, and he's got some support coming in from the east as well, from Tiemo, a bunch of Percivals. There's no way these guys are getting home. Couple of rounds from those Percivals. Bosh! One down and the other one looking very ill indeed. 4,000 hit points the other side of this hillock. No chance he's getting back to safety. Pow pow. Oh, maybe. Maybe. No. There's another Percy coming in from the right, which I hadn't seen. But that forward base has been completely scratched. I wish I'd taken stock of what Zoom was producing eco-wise before that attack, but he's down to 99 now, and that's not power locked. He is short stacked on the field, producing less than anybody else, and that's their top rated player after losing all of this territory which he had not 5 or 10 minutes ago. Starting tactical missile. Freshy, of course, the next stage for that, if it's available to it, if he wants to go for Billy Nuke. We are getting to the later stages of the game now, where the big toys might start emerging. Nuke launcher under construction over here for MSG. Haven't seen any artillery under construction yet. Main bases focusing on air production. Amazed we haven't lost more commanders than this yet. 7v7 with a bunch of Joes still in play. And almost half an hour in. Surfer with the cloak, making life very difficult for Fred Clark whoever the rest of them that don't deserve a name are. Starting to see the emergence of a bit of forward momentum from Team 2. However, there is the exception of this far left flank. MSG had his comm in the water. He has been working on another Monkey Lord. That is now completed. He might finally be able to rebuff this attack. Looks like he's going to. He's got just a couple of Percivals left in here to worry about. Everything else is pure fodder. Oh dear, what have we got here? A teleporter. A teleporter with Billy Nuke. Freshie planning on doing some interesting shenanigans. It's fine when it's a UEF comm. I will permit it. I suppose he could, I mean, you know, he could teleport right in here if he's got a read on Crab's comm, something like that. He could get right in here, or maybe just go after the bases and just start striking at these. Teleport in, fire, teleport out. And while they're mopping up the mess, he can be getting his comm home. Looking pretty quiet on the right-hand side, but we have got some seesawing going on over on the left. MSG once again on the move, but with a single solitary Monkey Lord. Leaves him vulnerable. However, for the moment, there's barely a scratch on that thing. Engineers trying to get some defenses in play, but if he carries on making his way up here, they're not going to. Oh, looks like he might be lucky. Deciding to turn around instead. Don't actually have any air-to-ground capabilities, Team 1, I don't think. So he could have gone on a rampage there. There's not much in the way to stop him. All he had to worry about are these Percivals. I think he probably could have taken them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Percies. I think a Monkey Lord can take 6 Percies. I'm not sure what the magic number is. I remember somebody did calculate that, did a bunch of scenarios. I don't remember exactly what the number is, but I think it's more than 6. It would probably be more like 8 or 10, really. Of course, it all depends on formation and engagement and how it goes down. Another Monkey Lord and a GC coming out from Team 2 now, who are actually behind, like, significantly on eco. They're down 300 mass. Zoom has recovered nicely, more than doubled his output from when we last checked in on him after he lost the entirety of this base. See, he's starting to redevelop it. Oh, goodness me. Laser on the way for Regal. And we had the move. Look at that. So just when I said Zoom had recovered, he now takes a hit. He's still not doing as badly as he was. Having some problems. They've recognized the threat. Freshie, though, struggling to get the power together to get out of there. Overcome the aircraft, but they have no air-to-ground, or rather air-to-seabed capabilities. But Freshie gets out of there. Lovely little strike. What's the damage? The damage is Zoom's base. It is now fried. All of those air production facilities, bar one, have gone, and most of his T3 P-gens that were connected to them. Very nice strike there from Freshie. So Regal Eagle... Oh, has he cancelled that? No, he's still working on it. Just paused. Push over on the right-hand side from Okpuck and from 6-Ixapad. Running into some traffic here, and there is a Monkey Lord inbound from the west, belonging to Mao. And Mao is going to ignore the GC, which is near the base, and instead try and go for the easier target, which is the softer Monkey Lord in the rear. That's interesting, especially when there's support from Regal Eagle over here. I suppose there is this megalith further back. Yeah, that was probably the right decision, actually. Megalith will deal with that perfectly. Puck getting that Monkey Lord out of trouble regardless. That's a lot of bricks coming south from Regal Eagle. A lot of bricks which could scratch this base entirely. How many point defense do we have in here? 17. That is a lot of PD. If he's going to attack, he needs to get on with it. He can't just stand there taking damage. I think he's already lost too many bricks to contemplate it. He is going to withdraw. Broadsword attack. Look at that. Death from above. And Team 1 really lacking on aerial firepower. Look at the combined numbers of air superiority fighters from Okpak and Freshy there. We have got some here from Zoom. He does engage going after some of those broadswords, but they don't last long, those fighters. And he's going to struggle to replenish them anytime soon after that Billy nuke to his base. Is Freshy going to try that again, I wonder? Well, he can at any time. Down goes the Monkey Lord belonging to Mao. It actually ends up dying to another Monkey Lord from Rampier, which I hadn't even seen, which must have come up from this direction. Another laser on the way from Surfer, who already has Cloak. Excuse me. Eco-wise, the two teams, the gap between them has narrowed. It's now 1.7k to 1.6, and of course as soon as I mention it, it jumps to 2k to 1.6. And our first proper silo-based nuke out, not from MSG, who we saw building a silo at the bottom a while ago, but actually from Regal Eagle. What is the target? One of these bases in here, perhaps. Haven't had a chance to check out the strategic missile defense capabilities of either team. And he's going for the front line. That is a nice nuke right there. Rear bases likely well defended. That one's already got two in the silo. What, says Rampier. Once again, the totals have narrowed, so Team 1 pulling in 1.7, Team 2 pulling in 1.7. Team 1 up. Almost 300 mass, though. 300,000 mass in terms of total mass accrued. That is significant. So they've been ahead for a long time, but they haven't really broken through anywhere territory-wise with that advantage. But have they stored up capabilities? Are they better developed? I don't know if I know the answer to that. This base, of course, got hit by Freshy. Numbers look relatively even on the ground. Megalith operational for MSG in the bottom left-hand corner. Second one on the way. It's going to be very hard to push through from that direction. Assuming Zoom continues in that vein, I imagine his priority right now is to re-establish his air production. We're not seeing a lot on the ground down here from him. Getting himself a RAS upgrade. This doesn't look great for Rampier. That Megalith only has to advance a little bit further forward to get in range, but then of course there's all those spearheads as well. There might be a bunch of tactical missile defense in here, but nothing stops that many spearheads, especially when they're backed up with a ferocious artillery on board, a Megalith. Freshy starting RAS. He's also embarked on a mass Fat Boy production binge. Okpak also working on one, and he studied some base-to-base artillery, and has switched up, perhaps aware that they are maybe slightly falling behind on the ground game. Team 1 still more combat efficient at 1.14 versus 0.94. But the gap, again in that respect, has narrowed too. MSG advancing with his megalith along with Surfer's. Surfer also with personal cloak and laser, so that's a nasty looking commander right there, and he looks determined to use it offensively. It is risky at this stage in the game. We're almost 40 minutes in. You manage to get a spy plane hovering above it, or you stroll into Omni range. That cloak is meaningless. Mass for Mega, please, says Rampier. There is the Mega production. It's nearly finished, so I can appreciate the call out. And that large group of spearheads. Really nice mix of spam, actually. We've got the odd Percy in there. Spearheads, mobile shield gens. But they're just skating up and down this line. And 6/6 pads, the forward base is the latest set of casualties. In fact, that's basically his main base. This is core mass that's under threat here. So this is a nice breakthrough from Team 1. And it's another large brick wall along with the megalith coming in from Regal Eagle down the right hand side. There's some commitment here. We have a bunch of defending bricks from Okpuk. Regal Eagle completes laser and now starts cloak as well. Second nuke out from Eagle. Is this one going to go a little bit deeper? If it is, it might well get shot down unless they've managed to scout and take out nuke defense. Now he has scouted, and that's a lot of mass and mass fab farms. Okpuk pulling in 412 before the strike, drops to 247. That's a massive haircut. Oof. And once again gives Team 1 about a 400 mass lead. Just at the worst time when pressure is being stepped up on this right hand side. Ooh. Rough positioning for that fat boy. But the defending bricks for Okpuk have been dealt with. Okpuk completely lacking any defensive units in the area with the exception of this fat boy. We do have bricks pressing forward on this right hand side. Monkey Lord over here, very badly damaged. Oh, is that the megalith that Rampier has only just completed? I think it is. Duke construction resumes.
Strategic launch detected.
Another nuke out, finally from MSG. It feels like he's had that silo forever, but he's only just launched, and he's got an operational disruptor and immediately starts work on another one. And we are getting some forward momentum on the ground from Team 2, this time up towards the left-hand side. Zoom is bringing his commander back. That suggests concern about this move. We do have a defending megalith. Team 2 need to combine the attacks of the megalith and the fat boy on it to make sure this attack can continue. The nuke goes down here. Rampier calls out GG. Doesn't like the approach, I'm guessing, of that megalith, but Okpuk doing great work with those broadswords. In come the air superiority fighters for Zoom, but Okpuk is going to cut those down. The question is, will he have any broadswords by the time he's done it? One of Regal Eagle's megaliths dies, and the other one's not looking too much healthier. 15,000 hit points, and they are plummeting fast. Ravager turrets doing their best to defend here, but they're dropping as quickly as they're going up, maybe quicker, but they do manage to finally contain Regal Eagle's megalith. Another nuke out from Regal Eagle. And we've got a Scathis under construction up at the top of the screen for Crab. Surprised Freshy wasn't tempted to do another tele attack with that Billy nuke. And that next nuke out from Regal Eagle is going to strike Surfer in the bottom left-hand corner. Surfer's actually pushing up with his commander, the commander which has cloak and laser, remember. About to lose that megalith. He is very much isolated here. He has got some support from a fat boy. There is a monkey lord to his northeast. Banking on that cloak doing the heavy lifting. Maybe just in the area, maybe searching to see if he can catch Zoo's comm, because it's spent a lot of time up in this position. The right hand side has been brutalized. Now the left hand side in the opposite direction has taken some fire, but a little undercutting sideways maneuver here from Ferv with that giant UEF ball of troops that he seems to have managed to hang on to for most of the game. That might be coming to an end. He's running straight into a megalith and two monkey lords. Percival's drawing most of the fire for the time being. Megalith from Mao finishes off Freshy's fat boy. Once again, this area looking just a little bit safer for Team 1. Well, that second disruptor was finished very quickly, and he starts work on a third. Will MSG be able to pummel Team 1 into oblivion with the base-to-base artillery? Well, at the moment they're focusing on some very heavily shielded areas. Priorities may well shift if that Scathis is allowed to be completed. Ooh. Was that a Billy nuke? Didn't hear a strategic launch scenario. It might have been. Yeah, Freshy is unloaded at the moment, so that came out from him. Crab starting laser. Megalith taking a lot of fire here up on the left hand side, very much isolated now, showing its backside to the enemy, which is never a good idea. $2.1K to 1.6K mass production in favor of Team 1 now. Surfer going after this megalith now with his comm? He is. Fires it and overcharges, and then stops. And again. Doesn't want to give away the position in case he gets ground fired. Look at this tactic from Surfer. He's been spotted though. He needs to get moving and deactivate that laser. Needs to hold fire, but at the moment that megalith has completely got his number. Oh my god, he can basically see him at this point. That cloak might as well not be on. Boom, what a miscalculation from Surfer. It looked so good at the beginning of that encounter. But, well, it just shows you not necessarily as smart as you think when you go up against an enormous crab with with your ACU like that. Air battle breaks out in the center. That's going to go badly for Zoom and Team 1. Puck seems to have had air dominance for most of this game, but hasn't yet managed to make it pay off. And Team 2 are definitely trailing. There's no question about it. They are inflicting a little bit of damage here and there. They're going after Regal Eagle's
strategic launch detected.
Nuke launcher at the moment, but this is the biggest threat. But they might not have been scouted. Yeah, they've got no idea. It's been a while since they did a pass with any spy planes up at the top of the map. Another nuke out from MSG coming up over on this left-hand side. There's a lot of support commanders that he could take out here, and the crab. But instead it falls a little short and finally takes care of the majority of that death ball of Ferv's units. Regal Eagle fires off another nuke, but the Scathis for crab is online. And where is that going? Over to the right-hand side. Forward momentum on the left now. Very much with Team 1. We've got a game ender operational in the backfield. Their biggest threat, I think, is probably fair to say the disruptors. So if I were them, I would retask the Scathis onto this position down here and take care of MSG. Nuke landing right on top of a bunch of troops. Long range kaboom done for Ferv. Now, the real concern will start for Team 2. Ferv says triple RT. Will that draw the attention of Crab Scathis? Certainly should. So lots of damage to be inflicted here. If they can soften up this area enough, maybe they can break through on the ground, and then it'll all be over regardless. Nuclear explosion in the west. Probably another Billy nuke from Freshie. Yeah, he's currently unloaded again. And the Scathis is indeed going after those disruptors. Going to take a little while to chew through the shields, but they've already been somewhat depleted. As another volley rains down. How are the disruptors getting on? Well, not great is the answer to that. They're really struggling to achieve any penetration here. And would you look at that? Those disruptors are now completely unshielded. Scathis doing what it's best at. It's going to take out this whole array and all the P-gens attached to it and the nuke launcher. Oh, goodbye. And that is Team 2's biggest threat pacified in one fell swoop. And now we've got megaliths pushing down the right-hand side. Support commanders going to be staring down their artillery in the face while they try and produce one of their own. This will drastically impact Rampier's mass production. Losing all those commanders. Breakthrough on the ground down here. This is starting to look like an overwhelming rout inflicted on Team 2. Breakthroughs on both flanks and base-to-base wreckage. And there's a control K for Okpuk. He knows it's over. Will that cause a cascade amongst the rest of them? I predict it probably will. Freshie's bowing out. All this going down at 51.5 minutes. Solid performance from Team 1, who apart from Genenar on the left-hand side, all survive unscathed. It was actually a very
Strategic
close
launch
battle. The
detected.
end map doesn't reflect that, but I mean, it was pretty close for a while there. The ground battle seesawed to and fro on this side. It was more unidirectional, going from the north to the south on the right-hand side. But that Scathis really finished things off. Well done to Team 2. Commiserations anyway, but very well done to Team 1. Congratulations on your win. I hope you enjoyed that, guys. If you did and you want to see more, and you've seen everything, that's unlikely, but you want to help support me, the best way to do that is to check out the Patreon. We've got some 120 something indeterminate number of in that sort of area of premium casts, which are free of ads, over on the Patreon. So do go and check that out to $1 a month. Links in the description. And until next time, please stay well and stay safe. This is Guile, signing out.